Hello and welcome to the Knit Girls.
Oh, we're starting.
You said it was time to start.
Yeah, this is the Knit Girls, and who are you?
I'm Laura, also known as Lola.
I'm Leslie, also known as You Don't Call Me Les. It's Thursday,
It's
October
been a
the
week.
4th, 2018. This past month, man, it's just been hard to get time to record. So
It has, and we had an event in town that shut down traffic where we were physically unable to get to one another.
Yeah.
Starting at 5 a.m. until 10 p.m. So it just happens sometimes.
Nothing terrible. The president.
No, the president was in town.
Yeah, visited our area, and so for safety reasons, they have to barricade streets and all that crap. So
There you go.
annoying, but it is what it is. So knitting. Would you like to go?
Sure, I just finished her. I am almost done with these socks.
Finally,
Yeah, look, this one has a heel.
I saw that when you put it down earlier.
Yeah, so I'm showing kids the book fair video at school, which takes a good 5 to 6 minutes. Well, it's like 10 to 15 minutes where it's like all the commercials for all the book fair. And so as I'm supervising them, I started knitting heels on socks. I finished the ribbing on this one and then put in the heel. I finished the ribbing, so on Tuesday, because I get like really between getting up and shelving books and still monitoring, I get like 5 good minutes of knitting time. So, and that was 5 per class period, so times that by like 8.
It's enough for a few rows each.
Yeah. So I got the ribbing done on Tuesday. I got the stitches picked up on Wednesday. I got nothing done on Wednesday. Today's Thursday, so I got this heel knit during my 6th grade classes, watching the book fair video. So I have them create lists of books that they're interested in reading next as they watch the video, and they're supposed to put because sometimes we're in moods for different types of books.
Right.
Like in the fall, I'm totally in the mood for scary books. So they draw emojis next to the title of the book so they remember what kind of book it is.
Ah.
So then we can kind of go and see, I'm not in the mood for a sad book this week. So I'm going to go for a funny book.
I
So
don't
then they
remember
can have
any of my
that.
librarians ever being that interactive with me.
Really?
Ever.
I'm sorry. Also, when they are watching the book fair video, we do it for 2 reasons. Because first off, I can see what they add to their list to see, well, actually 3, to see what I need to order extra copies of, so that I can sell it. Second, it creates them a vested interest in purchasing books from the book fair. And then third, even some of the books in the book fair I already have on the shelves, so we can immediately go check those out. But if they're there's this creepy doll book called The Collector that's going to be in the book fair, I can be oh, you want something, you really thought that was interesting, here's some Mary Downing Hahn books that I have in now that you might like if you were interested in that. So we can do that. Oh, this is kind of like this. There's a new book that's kind of like Ready Player One, so I can be oh, you like that kind of stuff, here's Steelheart. So we can use that as a jumping off point.
Yeah.
Anyway, but watching the same 15-minute book fair video 8 times a day for 2 weeks is interesting.
Yeah, I bet.
They like it. The 6th grade, it's so funny too to see the difference between the 6th grade. The 6th graders are all into it, and their lists are basically every book they choose. And then my 8th graders are We'll add the Jennifer Nielsen book to our list because we're already reading a book by her in class. They read a book called Night Divided that's about the Berlin Wall. It's a historical fiction book. They're I know that author. Or, oh, Ellen Gratz has a new book called Grenade. We read Refugee last year. We'll add that to. They're very begrudging about what they add to their list. Where the 6th graders are I want to buy everything.
Yeah.
And I'm well, yes, you should. So on average, I make a whole whopping $1,000 for my book fair, which I immediately tell the kids too. We get books that they're interested in from the book fair, and then it's a lot of buying Diary of a Wimpy Kid, and the new Diary of a Wimpy Kid will be in the book fair, and the new Amulet Book 8, which is a really cool graphic novel. So it goes back into getting new books. and additional copies, because like the average book life for a book is like at most probably 25 checkouts. My Diary of Wimpy Kids get that in 25 weeks.
Yeah.
So I could purchase 20 sets of Diary of Wimpy Kid. They would still always be out, and they would still look raggedy as all get out. Most of my Diary of Wimpy Kids are holding together with glue, tape, and a prayer at this point. It is what it is. But when you have a small budget, it's like... It's really hard for me to say, like, these books that kids really want, but I can't just spend $1,000 on Diary of Wimpy Kid books every year. Like, they're still reading them, and I really appreciate that. But, like, you know, we went to the
flea market.
We went to the flea market, and I bought every single hard copy Diary of Wimpy Kid and Dork Diaries they had using my own money to donate to the library because they want them. But my budget is so small that it is what it is. Anyway, I knit a sock. That was a long-winded conversation. This is the first one. I haven't even tried it on to see if it fits or not. But if it doesn't fit me, it'll fit my sister. And I'll buy this yarn again because it's really nice. This is Nomadic Knits. No, Nomadic Yarns. Is it Nomadic Knits or Nomadic Yarns? I always say it wrong.
I want to say yarns.
Yeah, it's Nomadic Yarns. And her sport weight. Look how long my foot is. It's crazy long. And the Bellatrix colorway, which I really like because it's grays with pops of purple.
And there's little bits of green in the gray.
Yep, for sure. And then black. And the second heel has just been picked up. And I'm going round and round for 3 rounds. I picked up extra stitches on each side. And I'll slowly start decreasing. So that is that. It's hanging out in my Fat Squirrel Judgy Rabbit bag. Because everyone in my life is super judgy right now, including my bags. And then the only other thing that I am working on right now is the sweater for Julia. I need to buy, I feel like everything today has included buying stuff, but I need more of these Clover Stitch holders. They sell smaller sizes. Did you know that?
Yeah, I've got the ones that are smaller are blue.
Yeah, so they have 3 different colors.
Yeah.
And I love these because they're basically double points.
With
an end cap on.
Couldn't you sort of use flock locks as a substitute?
No, because they don't have a bar here. They're just the stretchy part. So I could use
like a double point.
A double point within flock locks. You're right. I might do that.
Just as a temporary measure.
Yeah, until I get some smaller ones. But
flock locks are sold by Carrie, whose shop name is Jelby. Jelby on Etsy, and basically they're like
tubes.
2 rubber caps with elastic, and they go around your double points to store and keep them all together.
Yeah, and when you're knitting, that way you don't lose you don't lose all your stitches or whatever. I could totally do that. Good problem solving, friend. But they sell these in different sizes because the middle parts are different widths.
Right.
So I have a set of these, but the front's done. So the front is completely done, except for the neckline, which will have to be picked up, and then there's going to be a 3-needle bind off that happens with these live stitches. The back is underway. It's also pretty far up.
Does the pattern have you doing 3-needle bind off or grafting?
3-needle bind off.
Just curious.
I'm gonna think about it. I don't know. So I am gonna do 3-needle bind off, I think.
It'll give it a little structure there.
The thing that happened, yeah, because it'll be going in. Look, this is how much. So my first skein of this yarn, I did the first. I was worried about running out of yarn, and I didn't really want to have to join like another ball of yarn right here. But I had to have 6 inches left, and this is all I had left. So that's pretty perfect. And then I joined the second ball to do this. So I'm a little over on yardage from what the pattern calls for right now.
I feel like that always happens to you. You always end up using more.
I went down to a size 4, and it calls for 6s. So,
I'm just making an observation.
I know. I do. Well, that doesn't... It was 490 yards, not including the swatch.
That's
so
true.
I did use some for the swatch, but I don't think I used this much for the swatch. But I did have extra yarn built in. because the second sweater is only supposed to be like 460 yards of the body, and I have 490 for that. So hopefully I'm not going to use more than like 15 yards doing the second. I don't know.
Is this the base where you can get little minis? Because
no.
You could always.
I'd have to order another one and hope that it matches.
He's pretty good about it, but it's always, when they're separate dye lots, it's always hard.
Maybe I should just buy another skein.
I'm not getting involved in this conversation. What's his color of the month? If it's really nice, then maybe you should.
Ooh, do we still have a coupon from him from SSK? Was that good through the end of October?
I think it was September.
Okay. Maybe I should just buy another skein. Because I have time right now.
Maybe we should decide off the podcast.
Yeah, maybe I'll think about that. But anyway, started the back, hoping to get that done this weekend, and hoping to start on the sleeves. That is something that I'm going to have to do at home for the beginning, because you pick up all the stitches on the armhole, and then you short row to create that sleeve cap.
The cap, yeah.
And I want to be at home doing math in my quiet house, so you can't visit while I'm doing that. And my cat and dog can't fight while you're doing that. Nothing can happen while I'm counting, because I do not count successfully. Also, Leslie's a jerk and counts over while I'm counting all the time.
Only when you're winding yarn.
Like, no, that's not true. You do it when I'm counting stitches too. You're a liar that lies.
Really, it's only with Laura, but I feel like she should be entertaining me. And her counting does not entertain me. It entertains me when I mess her up.
Hey, the Alyssa Edwards show comes out tomorrow on Netflix.
So we have a weekend plan.
We do have a weekend plan, but I need to get apparently an arm started before you come over. I'm going to work on this a little bit tonight, I think, instead of the heel. I don't know what I'll do.
By the time that you get home, you're going to bed. I don't know who you're trying to lie to. It is 8:15.
Oh, yeah. In current Laura and Leslie time.
In real time right now. And
because
we'll finish.
Someone had to get a 4-hour haircut today.
It was 2 hours, and look, it takes time to look like this. No, but it does take time because she has to like shave the underside.
Yeah.
And then color.
And you got dyed too.
Yeah, I get color every 6 weeks because I have a lot of gray hair, and I don't have a lot of vanity. Like, I don't get my nails done. I don't really mess with makeup or jewelry or anything too much. It's sort of my one vanity, so
I'm not judging you.
I don't stress about it. I go and I chat, and
I do not chat. It is a silent time.
My lady's really nice, so I don't mind.
My person was nice too, but we didn't chat. But I listened to other people chat. So I basically eavesdropped
like
on
a
people.
creepy creeper.
If you want to tell stories about how your kindergartner went and told her her kindergarten teacher how you have sex or have egg farts, then I'm gonna listen in.
Egg farts? Huh.
That was the conversation.
I'm tempted to make that the show title, but I'm not going to.
Thank you.
Okay, so that's your works in progress?
Those are both my works in progress.
My ball of yarn kind of ran
Uh-oh.
Okay. So, I am Pavement, the sweater I've been working on. I haven't touched since we recorded last. I'm sort of not in the place where I want to mess with sleeves, although people had a really good idea.
The salad spinner was
salad
an
spinner instead of a lazy...
I have a salad spinner,
Lazy
too.
Susan. We kept calling it a Lazy Kate, but it's a Lazy Susan. I wonder if there's like a Lazy Laura and what it is. I wonder why it's always a woman's name.
That's very true. Should look up the etymology
Some
of it.
stupid man probably named it. But yeah, somebody suggested a salad spinner because it rotates without you having to do anything.
Yeah.
That's brilliant. So, I might be going to Goodwill and picking up
I have a salad spinner that you can have.
But what if you want to spin a salad?
I got it to spin out water for sweaters.
Oh, okay.
Also, I think Mama Lindemann gave it to me, and it's Tupperware from like the 70s.
Then I definitely want it.
Okay. If I can find it in my house, you can definitely have it.
That just makes it better.
Good. It's got that Lindemann family history.
Well, it's more that it's Tupperware than...
Oh, okay.
Because that stuff lasts forever.
It does.
if you treat it well.
Well, I can't attest to.
I have a 15-year-old boy, so things get destroyed here all the time.
Yeah.
Okay, so pavement I haven't touched since last week. I have been knitting. Well, I've had a couple days where I just haven't felt like crafting, so I haven't. But I've been knitting on the Making Clouds shawl by Lavender Hill Knits. And it's just a simple garter shawl with 2 colors, and it's got...
Hey, you know why we're getting a weird shadow?
Because your light's not on.
Because my light's not on. There you go. Look, friend.
It's got some, like a drop stitch wave pattern in it. It's very simple. I mean, the hardest thing about it is remembering to carry your yarn up the side, which I didn't at the beginning.
Oh.
So the first little bit, I just looped and I'll cut it and weave in the ends. But after that, I've been carrying it up the side.
How are you carrying it up the side?
I take the one ball of yarn, and then I pull it like...
Oh, you're crisscrossing.
Yeah, I'm just crisscrossing.
Huh.
It's the easiest way for me, so...
Okay.
I haven't made a ton of progress, but I've gotten to the first wavy section, so that's a positive. And the black ball, the black cake...
It's covered in dog hair?
It's so judgy. No. Well, I mean, it might be. I don't know. But it's getting small.
Oh, how much?
And then this one's much bigger.
Do you have... It is a bigger ball.
Yeah.
Do you have another black?
No.
Oh, so that's it?
Yeah.
How much more do you have to do?
I don't know, because it's broken up into, like, you know, do row A and B 7 times. Switch colors. Do row B and D 6 times, you know. So I could count, but whatever.
You could count.
I'm not going to. I've got what it calls for, so hopefully that's enough. So I've been alternating colors. This is using Fiber Optics cashmere base. The black is a Morticia, and the blue is a gradient.
It's a unified gradient.
Yeah, and the raspberry something.
Raspberry blue raspberry colorway. Maybe.
Yeah, I can't remember. So I'm still in the dark blue. This is unwound from the previous shawl, so I'm getting closer to using that.
Back up.
But yeah, I mean, it's looking pretty good so far. Right now it's just basically stripes, and then we got our first like drop stitch section.
Oh, look at that.
So
that's cute.
Yeah, I'm digging it.
I do love a good drop stitch.
It's very satisfying.
Mm-hmm.
But
it's very sassy.
I'm enjoying it. There's nothing super fancy about it. And then the other thing that I'm working on is the Devil's Handcraft. According to Laura, I've been crocheting.
Oh, you've been crocheting.
So
it's Satan's handcraft.
Sorry,
get it right.
Beelzebub's handcraft. Not every day, but every couple days, I check out the new recommendations.
Yeah, what's new in Ravelry?
And then I go and check what's hot, what's new and hot on Ravelry. I usually check like the first 3 pages, because lately designers have been releasing new patterns and you get it free for like a day or a week. But you have to get it right as they release it, you know, that day or that week. So I've been, you know, making a point to check it every couple days and looking at every pattern that I like to see if it's free or not, or, you know, adding that designer to my favorites or whatever, so I get better recommendations. So, anyhow, I came across this pattern, and it was for the Havana Crochet Along, C-A-L, and it's by this lady who, I think she grew up in Reykjavik, but now she's in Havana, Cuba.
Oh.
And, at least I hope it's Cuba. It's Havana. I assume Cuba. And, I don't know if she developed this technique or she's just the one making it popular. I do not know. But it's called mosaic crochet.
Which is similar to mosaic knitting where you slip stitches.
Right. And you're only ever using one color at a time. The thing with the mosaic crochet is at the beginning of every row you join with the opposite color, and then you cut it at the other end of the row. At least for this blanket. And this blanket, you would think, you know, oh my god, I'm going to have so many ends. And you will, except she's got a border written in that is like a folded brim. So all of them come in and they get enclosed. And you don't have to weave in any ends.
Or you could just make it into fringe.
You could. So this is a swatch that I made.
It's cute. I like on the back, like with the crochet, you can't even tell.
No matter what the pattern is on the front, and this is just, there's 7 different motifs, but only the first one is included in the swatch.
It's like reversible.
And the back is always striped. So right now it's free, and it'll be free for the length of the crocheting along, which goes until like November or December. I can't remember. And it's linked in the show notes. So I'm having Gwen pick out some colors for me because
I like those 2 colors.
I would like to do a blanket. This is just some
scraps.
Crap acrylic basically, but
there's nothing wrong with that.
No,
blanket.
Not at all. Yeah, that's the thing. I need it to be washable.
Yeah.
Because I have animals and they're jerks. So yeah, I'm actually really happy with it. I think it turned out pretty well.
Mm-hmm. I like it a lot.
And the only stitches this uses after the chain, which to me is the hardest part of crochet, is getting the chain stitches even and having the right number of them. After that, it only uses single crochet and double crochet, and that's it. That's all this pattern uses. So, or half double. Double or half double. I think it's double. So, I did that, and then I wanted to get familiar, like refamiliarize myself with the memory muscle of crocheting, because it's been a long time since I've done anything more than like a trim or something. Mm-hmm. So I just crocheted like a washcloth, a simple washcloth, and did a contrasting border.
What yarn did you use for that?
Premier yarns. It was a cotton. I got it at Joann's or Michael's. I can't remember. But it's like the Sugar and Cream. Essentially, it's just a different brand. So
that's a large.
It is. I didn't, you know, I was just like, it's much bigger than I thought it was going to be. But also, it took me like 2.5 hours, and it was done. I forget that crochet is so much faster
and uses so much more yarn.
It does. It does use a lot of yarn. But it produces a really nice texture. Mm-hmm. I just don't know how well I would like it for a garment, because I like the flatness of knitting for a garment, but for blankets and other stuff, accessories, I've actually queued several crochet things lately. I like, you know, I might do some more of it, but I definitely want to do the Havana crochet along, because it's
cool,
beautiful. The blanket is beautiful. It's linked.
Are you gonna have to get like a crochet hook that's got like the long?
Because
so
you the only
hook?
Yeah, you only ever have one live stitch with crochet.
What kind of hook are you using?
This one used a J, a huge 10. It was a 5mm, so it would be a size
like those metal ones,
10.
or like the clover.
Yeah. I got it from Joann's, so it was like a Susan Boy or whatever those are. But yeah, this was, you know, nothing fancy, and I still got to weave in ends because I just finished it a minute or two before Laura got here.
Did you do it while you were getting your hair done?
No, I finished the blue part today while I was in a couple of different meetings, and then when I got home I started the gray around the edge, and I finished it just before you got here. So cool. Really fast, nice texture. Laura will not be crocheting anytime in the future, but she might be the recipient of some crochet things. That would
be lovely,
because she likes
I do like
receiving things
just in general.
And that's it. You have a finished object. You were wearing it.
I do. I took it off because then I got warm. I finished my cowl.
I'm sitting on.
It is
some bare naked wools.
There you go. It is out of Knit Spin Farm. This was hand spun that I did. This is the squeeze box cowl. This is the child size, but I knit it on.
Is it the size of a child?
It's the child's long size, so it's supposed to be like a longer cowl on a kid. But I went down 2 needle sizes, so I thought it would be more Laura size. It's a little bit. I actually like the length because it's like that's where I want to draw attention, is like just below boobs versus like
It'd be
belly
good,
when
like,
I do
as a
long.
part of
Yeah,
like a jacket ensemble.
Yeah, like crossed over with, jacket. So, cows are like the Dickies of the scarf world.
The Dickies of the scarf world. There's our title.
So, yeah, I like it. It's Squeeze Box. It is by a woman in Great Britain. It's in an ebook called If I Grow Up, too, which was a great value.
Oh, was it the Danny Sunshine?
Yeah, Lioness Fiber Arts. So it was a great use of handspun, and a lot of people have done it, the long adult version, out of like 8 ounces of handspun. I had 6 ounces. These were Halloween batlings in the classic costumes colorway from Joanna Knit Spin Farm. So yeah, I'm quite happy with that, and it's got sparkles in it, which always make me happy. It looks like my edges are real tight, and that's because you knit garter and then you increase out, so the edges are a lot smaller than the actual body of the pattern, which is interesting. So, yeah. That is done. I also have some finished spinning. I have this month's Patreon prize done, but we won't get the Patreon report for like another week or so.
Yeah.
But I did finish this. This is Candy Mountain from Hip Strings. It's weird because in the actual fiber I posted on Instagram, it's like super bright pink and super bright green, and the gray really mellowed it out. So I'm quite happy with that. It is a silk merino blend. It's got a little bit of shimmer to it. It is 166 yards, so definitely like a worsted.
Yeah, it's really pretty. I'm surprised you're giving it away.
Yeah, I have a lot of handspun.
Yeah, but this seems very Laura.
It is very Laura.
But people will appreciate it.
But I have lots of handspun, and I can always buy more fiber from Hip Strings.
It's really well plied.
Thank you. I want to up a whirl on both my spinning and my plying because I've been adding too much twist lately. I realized that when I was knitting my cowl, and that's a good reason why to knit your handspun, so you can try stuff. But yeah, it definitely mellowed it quite a bit. Did you see the original fiber? Here, let me get out my phone and I'll show it to y'all. I'll bring up Instagram real fast.
I think it came out really pretty.
Thank you, friend. So that's the original fiber.
Oh, yeah.
So it was a lot brighter. So you can see those bright pink pops. Yeah. I'm quite happy with it. I found that a lot, and I spun it end to end, which means I just divided it by pulling it in half versus...
fractally.
Well, just instead of... So a lot of times the way I split my fiber, so let's pretend this is a piece of fiber, I split it in the middle that way. This, I split in the middle like that.
Oh.
And just spun
Lengthwise.
them end to end. Yeah, sure. So...
That's the word, right? Lengthwise?
Well, so...
Because you ended up with 2 equally long strips,
and
right?
that, but you would that way, too. It would be equal length that way as well.
Yeah, but the way that you split it was down the length of it. Right? Is that what?
No. Mm-mm. I split it in half.
So if it started out as 10 inches long, you split it into 2 5-inch segments.
Yes.
Okay, well, that's
by
not
splitting in the
lengthwise.
middle. That's what I didn't think it was.
That's the
but
way,
I was
thought that was
confused.
what you said you had done. I guess I need to actually listen when you talk.
Well, I was demonstrating with my hands and not actually using words.
Well,
that's probably
Look,
why.
I had to switch projects because I got to a row where I hadn't done it before, and I had to pay attention, and I thought maybe
I see how
you might want me to record a podcast. Whatever.
I'm reading the same 2 books because I am oh, you have spinning too.
I do. Not a ton.
I'm not going to skip your spinning.
Yeah, so we have a very kind viewer, Patreon subscriber, who was incredibly patient and waited several months to contact me to say that she hadn't gotten something that was sent to her, and a prize. And I went back and looked and actually had shipped it to the wrong person. Totally my fault. Had nothing to do with her. So I'm spinning a replacement for her, and she's been incredibly patient again. So Even though
because it was the one time Leslie spent some
really
money for
like
Patreon.
the one time. So she wanted a wool nylon blend for socks. Mm-hmm. So I picked some Moon Rover. It was a fiber club from June of 2015, and I can't remember the colorway.
She doesn't dye fiber anymore.
Yeah, she doesn't dye it anymore, but she has great colors. And
she does yarn occasionally, but no fiber.
Yeah.
Which is sad because her fiber was fabulous.
So right now it looks really bright, but it's not all this bright, and I just split it 3 ways down the length. So if it started out as 9 feet long, then I've got 2 3-foot segments.
You've got 3 3-foot segments.
3-foot segments. Oh, God. This is what happens when I try to do math. I'm such a cliche of a girl who can't do math, but I'm telling you, cliches exist for a reason, because sometimes they're true.
So there's an infirmary in my library right now. I have 3 kids on crutches that came upstairs. And one of them asked for help with math today. And then a math teacher came and told me I taught her how to do it wrong, which I have. So.
Oh, Laura had a fun day today.
He was very nice about it. He wasn't like, you're wrong.
Yeah.
But I was super excited because I thought we had actually figured out it right.
Yeah, I don't try to help Kobe with his math. I haven't since probably elementary school. They teach math different now.
Your friend's daughter is one of them. Emily. The guy that you saw at the football game. Yeah, his youngest fell yesterday and had to go to the ER at 1 a.m.
Did she break something?
She tore something in her knee. Yeah. And then all 3 of the infirmary kids were like, why don't you keep pillows here so we can prop our legs up? And I was
valid
like,
concern.
I never thought that I should keep pillows at work before because I would take naps then.
Well, and the kids would destroy them.
Well, there's that. Well, they wouldn't go out near the kids, but yeah.
So this is the one part of the fiber, and this bit of it was mostly the oranges and this sort of aquamarine color and purples. And then there's another section of it that's like hot pink and black. And then there's another section of it that's sort of a vibrant green. So this is going to be crazily colorful. I'm spinning it as thin as I comfortably can, but it'll probably end up as a sport weight, at least. So if you want to do socks, they're going to be thicker socks, but
that'll be good.
I'm working on it. This is a Maja Craft bobbin. I'm spinning it on the Rose at Laura's house because I really don't get much spinning done in my own house, but at Laura's house, I do. So.
And I've got wheels to spare.
You do. Not always bobbins if we're talking about the Maja Craft.
Oh my gosh! How do I not have enough See, we need to do an Acreworks order.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen.
So, that's the only spinning that I've got. I've got a lot of books to talk about, though.
I'm reading the same 2 books, so I'm gonna go. I'm still listening to the Unicorn Rescue Society. I listened to 20 whole more minutes this week.
Wow.
While I was processing books at work. And then I'm also reading Stormrunner, but I haven't gotten any reading time at work, basically. I've been busy. I got 60 new books in, so, which is exciting.
Yeah, that is cool. I bet the kids are excited, too.
Yeah, I got a bunch of stuff that have been on my to-get list for quite a while, and some stuff that kids had asked me to get, so it was a big, fiction order. But it was stuff like Love, Hate, and Other Filters. Like, stuff that had been made into Netflix shows.
Oh, okay.
And then more copies of The Hate You Give, because I can never have enough copies of those. And a lot of books that have been borrowed and not returned. So, like, at the end of the year, I had a bunch of books that never got turned in, so it was replacing some of those as well. But yeah. And I got more copies of The War That Saved My Life because I'm about to book talk next time I do non-book fair book talks.
After book fair.
After book fair. So not until November 7th.
Okay, so for me...
Yeah. What are you reading? A Strange the Dreamer. I almost bought that, actually. That was almost in my order, and I decided not to because it was too mature.
Yeah, it's too mature for... I mean, maybe not for some of the kids, but it's too mature for what the school will let you have.
But I want to read that at some point.
Yeah, I'm listening to it.
Mm-hmm.
And I've listened to it before, but the new book, Muse of Nightmares, just came out this week.
Carrie was saying that she got it.
Mm-hmm, she did. So I'm re-listening to Strange the Dreamer because it's a good book, but it's a really weird book, and there were a lot of little things I had forgotten. So
yeah.
I'm re-listening to that. I'm a little over halfway through re-listening to that. But it's kind of a stressful book in spots because, big things are happening and whatever, so I have to sort of break it up. So I re-listened to a book that Laura mentioned to me. She said, "Oh, I finished this. You might like it." And it was called...
It reminds me of...
The Lightning Struck Hard.
A little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
There's some sass.
And dragons. It's called By Fairy Means or Foul. And it's interesting, and I had listened to it before, and I think I bought it earlier this year sometime, and then Laura mentioned it. I was like, oh yeah, I remember liking that, so I'll listen to it. Because
the second one just came out.
Right. The audio isn't out yet, but...
it's on Kindle Unlimited, though. The second one is. The first one is not, which is...
weird that the second one's on Unlimited, but... yeah, it's sort of a modern day with magic thrown in, and there's a lot of pop culture references that have sort of a fantasy twist on them, which is it was entertaining. It is male romance, but that it really doesn't play that huge a part in it. And then I read a weird medical science fiction book.
Is that one of her zombie? She does zombie books too.
This is it's the first of a new series. She does do those. So it's by Mira Grant, who is apparently also Shannon McGuire.
Yeah, and she needs to write faster. All the things.
So Shannon McGuire is her fantasy and paranormal
romance. She does some fairy, and then she does the ones with the weird paranormal creatures.
Oh, Encrypted?
Yeah.
But this one was called Parasite, and I won't go into details because it might make some people squeamish, but I'll just say...
It has parasites?
It's primarily about the development of helpful tapeworms.
Yeah, see, I'm done.
And things go wrong. Of course, how can they not go wrong when you intentionally implant tapeworms in people? So, I won't go into any more detail.
Gross.
It was interesting, but... it was also one of those books where you're like internally yelling at the protagonist going, how do you not know that X is going to happen?
Recreating dinosaurs is a terrible idea.
Yeah. And then I'm listening to Dim Sum Asylum, which is by...
Hey! That's by Reese Ford.
It is.
I just got their new book. I don't know if it's male or female. I think it's male. He's male. There's a tattoo shop series that he started that I really enjoy, and the second one just came out, and I think you would enjoy them.
Maybe.
And they are both on my my Amazon.
Okay. Well, Reese Ford is a woman, but she writes male.
Okay.
I didn't know that until today when I clicked on her page.
Okay, I thought it was a male.
No,
okay.
Well, the name sounds male, but she wrote the Sinner's Gin series that I really liked.
Yeah, I like Sinner's Gin. There was another series that I did not like.
Yeah, there's one that's... well, the tattoo one, I think I put the first one on my wish list, but I don't think I ever bought it.
Yeah, I like that series, but there's one that's set in New York City, maybe? That I don't like.
Yeah.
I don't know. But I couldn't get into. I shouldn't say I don't like it.
Yeah, sometimes you just can't get into a book, and that's nobody's fault.
I might have to retry, though.
But, yeah, so I'm listening to Dim Sum Asylum.
I actually pulled up Sinner's Gin series to reread today, because I needed something. I don't have on the first one, though.
I have them all on audiobook. So...
I have a bunch of audiobooks that I've backlogged, though, so I need to... that are on loan from the library.
I find I have more time for audio than I do for reading.
I don't. Well,
so
I don't have time.
That's what makes
but knitting time-wise, I tend to knit to audiobooks.
Oh.
But I was rewatching Great British Bake Off the last season, so...
so that's all the books. That's all. That's all the books. Sorry if you hate the book segments, but this is my podcast, so I can do what I want.
There you go. Dash. We have to show some finished items.
Yeah, okay. We're only at 39 minutes, so we're good. Alright, so let me do my...
Do you remember where we left off? Was it 7K?
I'll pull it up and see.
Okay. Maybe I'll have linked correctly. Or we could start with some of yours and then flip back to mine later.
Sorry, I'm trying to... Let me cancel that, because I actually have to pull up Ravelry first or it won't switch over. It's very... This system that we have is very weird and picky. Okay, so let's go down to...
Dash favorite.
Oh, there we go. Okay, so let's do add window capture. There we go. And let me edit the scene. This is very smoothly done, I know. So.
That's Leslie's her avatar.
Alright. So let's go up. We did the first 3 of yours, I feel like. So I think we need to start on 7K.
Okay. Oh yeah, log cabin mitts. Super cute.
Oh, this was Canadian needles.
Yeah, look at those.
Those are cute.
And there's like a little monster further down too. And the
Oh,
sweater.
look at that sass. I love it.
I know. That's a pull.
Oh, look at the monster pants.
And then her new monster. Look at him.
Oh.
Super cute. And some cute sweaters as well.
Yeah, that looks like a tunic almost.
And some pretty heronsblad.
Yeah. That's awesome. I love the cute stuff she made for the baby.
Mm-hmm.
Demi Knits had so many gorgeous shawls.
Look at that.
That's pretty.
I love Exploration Station. I need to knit one.
I know. It's always an interesting finished item. It's always something that keeps your eye moving. Ode to Eyelets. That's pretty.
That's pretty too. Lots of pretty shells. I like this next one too. That feather one.
Yeah. With the short rows.
Oh, it's Art Deco. Huh.
That's cool.
Very pretty. More short rows.
Yeah. She has some pretty stuff.
Yep.
And then Nixter, puppy mitts for her son and fox mitts for her other son.
Yes. Oh, that did not link well.
Let's see what it's trying to go to. 32 is what it's trying to go to, which would be on the second page. You guys are getting a view of all of it. 31.
That's some pretty hands one too.
32.
There's puppy mitts. Look at the puppy mitts.
Those are cute. With the little tails.
Yes,
oh my
and the
gosh.
tongue. Super cute. Now Leslie wants puppy mitts.
Simple house slippers. Aww. Not a good picture. Why isn't it a good picture?
I like it. Maybe because you can't see the whole sweater?
Maybe. Maybe she thinks it's not good.
Look at the fox mitts.
Aww. And look, they have little tails too. That's so much effort.
Super cute.
Look at all the baubles on that sucker.
Yeah.
Her Mayan blanket.
That's crochet.
Yeah. That's gorgeous.
Little wee hat. And the
Gigi
Gigi's
Cardi.
super cute.
Yeah, I think that's
she
on my
models
list.
that really well.
Yeah. Double bump dishcloth. Ooh, that's pretty.
Kryptonites.
Crochet bag. Brioche hat. Man, she's into all
Everyday
the crafts.
brew. Yeah.
She's really got all of her bases
It's a
covered.
good way. That crochet is a good way to use up some yarn.
It is. So is weaving. Alright, Schnoodle Mom used yarn that was the same age as Laura.
But not quite as old as Leslie.
Not quite as old. Oh, she got 9,000 meters.
Yep.
Look at that.
There's a sweater that she
it's like a
finished from like
peplum.
1981
That's so
or something.
cute.
There's some hip strings.
She got a lot of different breeds. Ryland,
Yep.
Cormo.
Gorgeous.
That's pretty too.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so that yarn was purchased at Rhinebeck in 1981.
Wow.
And was she
And
did
the
in
oldest whip
2006.
was 2006.
It's impressive.
That is. And it looks cute.
Mm-hmm.
Sock yarn and lace weight held together. Oh, that's for the blanket. Ooh, that's a pretty blanket too. I bet that's warm. That's so pretty. That sweater's gorgeous.
I know.
Great
and
job,
it's not
lady.
quite as old as you.
Heather T looks adorable in her sweaters, says Laura.
She does! See?
She does. Look, I think I favorited this too.
Friggin' Portage.
Yes.
I love that sweater.
I just love her face. She's so cute.
She is. That's a good one.
Oh, those are cool socks.
Are really cool. More socks. That's really cool.
Oh, that's
too.
a Koopy.
Oh.
That's a Rachel
Coop
Koopy.
knits.
Yeah.
Cool. Alright, I think I actually have to count soon.
Cute little socks. More little socks. Road trip shawl. Oh, I love this. It's been in my queue forever.
The goldfish?
Yes. But realistically, I am personally never going to need double knit socks. Or double thick socks, rather.
Yeah.
Those are so cute. Good job.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, Laura's 10K picks. We'll do this and then we'll call it done for today.
Good.
Knit an amazing first sweater. Damn it, Max. It's a great name.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, she got a huge crochet blanket. And another one.
I think it's it.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's not like we don't get as many men as we do women. That's not intended to be. Oh, it's the flags.
I didn't check pronouns either. Yeah.
Okay, he's adorable. Tattoos, man, they're my weakness. Awesome job. Made me laugh with her post about thinking she was going to Stash Dash this year, and then, plus she had an amazing array of sweaters.
One with a cat on it.
Well, yeah, you can't have anything without
See,
cats being on.
I wasn't gonna stash dash, and now I'm going to do 10K.
That sounds like Laura. Oh, look at her little baby monsters. Oh, I favorited this one too, I think. Yes, see? My little favorite. I favorited this one too. With all her little stuffies. Oh, and her absolutely beautiful weaving. Yes, she had several weaving things that I was like, oh my god.
I want all the things.
I want
and some
that.
gorgeous sweaters.
Yes. There's some mosaic knitting.
I like that sock strip pattern.
More socks. Man, she got some socks done. That's a pretty sweater too. Ooh, that's pretty.
And there's a cat sweater. It's so cute.
I love it.
And some great spinning as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Had that one favorited too. Harry Potter, Weasley. Yes, this one. You stop favoriting all the same. Look.
I did it first. She made Weasley sweaters for her whole family.
Yes.
Including the dog.
The dog.
Super
and it's
cute.
even got like a little leash hole right there.
I know. So cute.
A Rhinebeck sweater. Stop being so adorable, people. a toddler sweater.
Yeah.
A toddler colorwork sweater. Oh yeah, this was one of the reasons.
Wedding blanket.
Yeah, it's crocheted, but it actually, I'm pretty sure it's crocheted and it actually looks, I don't know why, didn't like that. There we go.
Yeah. It's a bulky crochet.
Let me make sure that it is before I lie to people. Yeah, hook it. Yeah, so it's a crocheted project that actually looks like knitted cables. It's really cool. And that used 1,600 meters all by itself.
And look at the bees.
So sweet. A pretty ripple blanket.
And some gorgeous shawls,
Even
including
Star.
Even Star.
Pretty hat.
Oh,
look at those little things. So cool. We have some really talented people.
I know.
Little Hip Kitty. I also favorited.
Okay, this
Seriously,
weaving that she did
stop.
for SSK is amazing. It just makes me super happy.
Yeah. Well, and she did even...
And this baby hat.
That's an amazing picture.
And that baby hat looks like it is giving you the finger,
Yeah.
even though it's not.
That is an amazing picture.
But this.
Yes.
I wanted that so badly.
gave this away as a raffle item at SSK, and it
for
was
charity.
Unbelievably beautiful. And she did several more in that same style.
And then she gave us coasters that were sheep that I didn't realize those. I didn't realize I got 2 of those that she wove those herself. I thought she had purchased them.
They're so pretty.
They're so pretty.
This is Jessica. Really sweet Jessie.
She used to work in Chicago for Dream in Color, and now she lives outside of Portland, and they're like redoing their house. And they found ant damage, but it looked like the bee damage that my parents had.
Oh,
so
no.
she was like, that's not cool.
And see, this is... I know... I don't want to say I know, but I have seen the lady on Ravelry who designed this pattern. And it's not a simple thing.
It's not like houndstooth is?
No. Like, you need pickup sticks.
Oh.
Or additional heddles. So... she really did some gorgeous stuff here. More beautiful knitting. I need to be on her Christmas list. Yeah, weaving. Jessie made some absolutely beautiful things.
Oh, her fall
Becky
wardrobe is going to be amazing.
Lots of socks, hats.
But look at the sweater.
That is a beautiful sweater.
The only thing that can make these sweaters better is if she is modeling them.
Yeah. Ooh, Tegna.
Uh-huh.
Tegna was big this year.
It was. So was this next one.
Yeah.
And the road one that she designed too. That designer was super big this year. Crochet blanket. That's also by that same designer.
Yeah. Protest banner. That's pretty. Although I'm not a huge Baubles
Wonder
fan.
Woman.
Yeah.
Yeah, her fall wardrobe's gonna be amazing.
Yeah, I want to steal some of these people.
The stained glass blanket.
I'm pretty sure this is favorited. Yes. I favorited this
Those
as well.
socks are also amazing.
I agree. That's a hog buffer pattern. Because I've got it on my list of things to do. She got some socks made. Oh, it's a hunter hat.
Yep.
Oh, look at that little sweet cardi. Yes.
This
7,000 meters. That is, I assume she just finished it, which is perfectly in the rules to count it. I assume she didn't knit the whole thing during Stash Dash. Let's see when she started it, if she kept notes. April of 2009.
That's awesome.
So 9 years. That is...
Still looks hopeless.
Aww.
It's a good size.
That is a gorgeous thing. I want to find out where people live and steal things. Highlighter Explosion. That's a great name. Okay, so we went through your 7 and 10K picks. So all we've got left for you is 10 and 15, and then we'll start on mine, although many of mine...
We did my 10, right? Yeah.
Or 15.
So just 15, and then we'll start on your 3K.
Yeah. So we don't want to...
drag this out.
Yeah, bore you guys endlessly with this stuff. So we think it's cool to highlight some of you guys.
I love it.
And I hope that you get a kick if you see some of your own stuff on the screen.
Or other people's stuff.
Yeah.
And get inspired. Oh, so we did a Patreon live stream silliness, and I brought Leslie over our finished product, and they all disintegrated my bag. So we made bath bombs.
We did.
Which then became this.
Bath powder.
So we were going to give them away, but they are extremely fragile.
Also, we forgot to add an ingredient that helped the color dissipate. Yeah. And so I'm afraid that if we sent this to anybody, they would stay in your tub.
Yeah, that's true too.
I think we're going to not send these out.
But we'll give some to Mama Linneman.
Yeah. Along with some magic sponges.
Erasers. Yeah.
But it was fun. If you're a Patreon subscriber and you weren't able to join us for the live stream, you can still watch it on Patreon's website.
Yeah, it was tons of fun.
Yeah, it was. And we got supplies to do fired ink, so we'll do that next time.
We'll probably do that this coming month sometime.
In October.
We have to pick a date for that because this weekend we don't have any plans, but the following weekend we're going to an arts and crafts show. And then we have SAF coming up as well, so we'll be at SAF at the end of October. So we just gotta plan it out.
Maybe the first weekend in November might be better, because SAF, we come back and it's still October. And then, in the middle of the week, it becomes November.
Yeah.
So maybe the first weekend in November.
We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, we'll check the calendar and make sure that it works. And then we'll let you guys pick a time again. Because we want to alternate, not always do it around the same time, because people live overseas.
Yeah.
And people have different stuff.
We
to
could
do,
always
so.
do stuff on a Friday night too.
Yeah.
Although people usually have plans on Friday nights.
Well, I thought people would have plans on Saturday midday, but we had a fair number of folks join us.
Yeah,
which
is
I'm
fun.
thrilled for, because, you know, it's a lot more fun when you guys are involved in the process.
Definitely.
So thank you for everybody who joined.
Yeah.
We hope that you got at least a laugh out of it.
Ridiculousness.
So the counterpoint that we reviewed last week, that giveaway will stay up until we begin recording our next show, because we did it so late. We wanted to give people enough time to actually enter. And then we have a cool book to review on our next show as well. And what's the name of that?
Something Florida. It's probably in your Ravelry.
Oh yeah, it probably is in my Ravelry. Let's go to my library. There's like 9 patterns, and I added 4 of them to my queue because I was like, I need to make these.
You've been buying a lot of patterns.
Well, a lot of it's free stuff. Like I said, you know, you go.
And then we also have the new Tin Can Knits also to review.
What is this? Nomadic Knits, issue 1, and it was Florida. Yeah, so there's 9 patterns, I believe, that are...
And it just came out in September.
In this collection, and 9 patterns. And it's by Melissa Kimmerer, who has... I'm pretty sure she's done several other patterns that... Well, I'm not going to look through this. It'll take forever. But we'll talk about it when we review it next week.
And then you have to do your podcast with Michael.
Yeah, I was going to talk to you after this. Maybe Monday, since you're off.
Yeah.
And maybe I can get off early or something and make time to do that. But then we also have to record our actual podcast, so we'll see. We'll squeeze it in as soon as we can.
Yeah, for sure.
And I think that's it.
Okay.
So it's 9 o'clock. It's Laura's bedtime.
It's way past my bedtime.
Pearl's gonna be pacing when she gets home. Be like, "Lady, don't you know what time it is?"
That's what happens when you have to be up at 5 a.m.
Yeah. So you guys have a lovely weekend, because it's nearly then, and hopefully we'll see you the first part of next week.
All right. Bye, y'all.
Bye, y'all.